Before we get into today's episode, I wanted to briefly tell you about something new I have created for 2026. It's called The Practice. I built it because businesses don't always need constant reinvention and learning. Sometimes what we need is a steady rhythm to come back to and implement. A place that you can return to each month to look back at your vision and your goals and what you were trying to achieve, reflect on how that went, plan for your next month, and stay focused on what really will move things forward in your business. The Practice is a 12-month program with monthly sessions designed to support your business throughout the year. We will look at what's really happening, look at your numbers, set clear priorities, track the right things, and create a space for you to be coached every single month and to coach another coach every month too, because that connection is so needed in business. It's calm, it's practical, it is designed to support progress without pressure. Doors are open now and they are open just once a year. You can join until 31st of December at the pre-sale founder rate of £600 plus VAT for the full year, which works out at around £50 per month. If you join now, I'll also be posting you a welcome gift before we kick off properly in January. If you want 2026 to feel more focused, more intentional, and less reactive, then you can find all the details and join the practice via the link in the show notes. Let's get on to today's episode. I want to talk about a moment that doesn't get much airtime. It's not a big thing. It's not burnout. It's not a full-blown confidence crisis. It's that quiet pause right before you take action. And that actually is a big thing because action is what is going to build your business. Often we can know exactly what the next sensible step is in our business. Send the follow-up message, post the thing that we've already drafted many, many times, contact the person that's been on your mind for weeks, say that thing more clearly on your website or your sales page. Instead, you don't. You tidy something else. You think you'll create another social post in case that one wasn't right. You tell yourself you'll come back to it later. You need to cook the dinner, clean the house, anything but do the thing. You decide to think about it one more time, not dramatically, not noticeably, but just enough to stall your progress. I see this all the time with brilliant coaches who are doing loads of things right, who are putting loads of effort in. Yet the really scary part, which is having contact with real life humans, sounds hilarious when you say it like that, but it is scary because we all have that fear of being cast out of the tribe or being a nuisance or all of the things that we've been brought up to believe. And here is the important part. It isn't a motivation issue, it's a moment issue. Because what is actually happening in that pause isn't a lack of strategy, it's an internal job. It's a very fast, very quiet one. And the sorts of things that may be going through your mind, even if it's unconscious, is, will this work? What if it doesn't work out? What if they don't reply? What if no one likes it? What if I try and I still don't succeed? What if this confirms the fear that I've been trying not to look at? So instead of risking that micro discomfort, you delay. And the delay feels really sensible, but essentially you are delaying the pain. Maybe you tell yourself you're being considered, strategic, you want to get things right. But over time, these tiny pauses really stack up. And that is where businesses quietly plateau. I held my small group accelerator today with my new business of coaching clients. and someone mentioned, should I pause everything I've been doing up till now in terms of onboarding clients and other things, so I get these things right and get my offer right, get my pricing right, and all of the things. And I was like, never pause anything under any circumstance, because pausing to wait for the right offer, the right price, is just going to make you lose momentum. So there will be messiness where you have to onboard someone at what may be a lower price than you'll eventually charge. But that's business, and we can't really start at the perfect offer because it's something you build up to. If I think back to my own offers that I've created over the years, you start from selling by the hour at really low rates, and then you maybe create an offer, and then you realize that doesn't work, or it's priced too high, priced too low, all of the things. But you have to go through those messy things to really get to that amazing offer. So, whilst yes, we'll work on it, and yes, I know that what we create will be amazing in comparison to what's currently in place, but we would never want you to wait for that perfection. So, a quick thought on the what if it fails is, you may think that was a complete waste of time, maybe trying to launch a group program or whatever it is that you maybe have been trying to do that didn't work out. But actually, instead of you being in a worse position after the supposed failure, you're actually in a better position, because now you have experience, and there is nothing more priceless than experience. Now you're one step closer to success because you've tried something and you've learned something, versus stalling, never launching the thing, and then never really knowing how you can move forward and what would work better next time. So know that you will either win or you will learn in every single thing you do. Never wait for perfect. Perfect never comes. So let's zoom in on that edge for the moment, because most advice skips straight past it, including mine, which is be consistent, blanket things that we hear all the time. But none of it helps if in the moment your body is already saying, this feels risky. Here is what I invite you to notice next time this happens for you. That pause isn't neutral. It's usually protecting you for one of these three things. The first is exposure, people seeing whatever it is you have to share and being able to reject you by not supporting whatever it is you're sharing. The second is responsibility. Once you act, you have chosen a direction. And the third is disappointment, because trying properly and not getting the result is even harder sometimes than actually not trying at all. So these three things, the avoidance of exposure, the avoidance of taking responsibility and making a decision, and the risk of disappointment, are the three things that this pause is doing to keep you safe in that moment. But it also keeps you still. And this is where I would love to reframe what progress actually looks like, shortening the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. There's a big difference in thinking you know marketing than actually implement it consistently. So the quicker you can take action, the more likely it will be that that thing will actually happen. Another new client asked me today, what tips do I have when I think back to my most successful clients? So most of us procrastinate. Kate, on the other hand, precrastinates. She takes action before she even has time to procrastinate. I have to be very careful because it will be done before the words are out of my mouth. She will have done something to implement them. Whether or not she knows it's the right course of action, she will just try it, and she will get so much further than somebody who is too scared or overthinks the thing. And then you lose the momentum and you lose that precious moment where you actually we're excited to implement something. This is why I care so much about a monthly check-in, a place that is grounded and not busy, structure that doesn't rely on perfect timing, a place where you actually get to speak out loud and tell somebody, how did it go last month? Did you do what you said you were going to do? If not, why not? What else came up for you? What were the fears in that moment? What now feels like the priority? What did you learn from that? And where you have somewhere to bring these moments, they will quietly stop running the show because you're in charge. So here is a simple question I will leave you with today. What is one small, sensible action that you already know needs to be done next? And what feelings show up right before you do that thing? The feeling isn't the problem, it's just information that we can work with. And learning to work with it is one of the most important business skills that there is. I hope this has left you fired up to go take that action, or at least write down or identify what is the fear that is in the way of you and your dream life. If you would love this monthly rhythm, you have just 3 days to get into the practice, my new monthly rhythm program, before we start on Monday, the 12th of January. It's only open once per year. So if you want that monthly rhythm to come back to be coached every single month, to coach another coach every single month so you keep your momentum up and know you're not alone, to connect with a community of ambitious coaches just like you, then do jump in before the doors close on Monday, the 12th of January. It's a new offer for me and something that my work has been slowly leaning towards for a really long time. So I'm super, super excited about it. If you know you need more support than that monthly rhythm and you want my personal advice on your niche, offer, marketing, all of the things, then the practice is also included in my business of coaching program and in my mastermind. So you do not have to choose between both. Have a wonderful rest of your week or weekend, depending on when you are listening to this. And like I say at the end of every episode, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seeds. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I have a mass of free resources on my website, joannalottcoaching.com. That's Joanna with an A and Lott with 2 T's, joannalottcoaching.com. And I'll also put links in the show notes below. Let me know if you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and leave me a review, and I will personally thank you for that. Remember to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Get into the arena, dare greatly, and try.